Akshauhini is 21,870 rathas. And then equal number, 21,870 elephants. And then, I think this is 3 times, 65,610. It is 24 plus, yeah, I think so. 60, it's 3 times 21,870. Ashwaha, horses. 65610 horses. And then 109350 infantry.
Dhanyavada, Guruji.
Yeah, so
that's probably 5 times, Jayakumarji.
Oh, that's 5 times, right?
It looks approximately 5.
Approximately 5, yeah. Correct. Because that's 22 times 5 is 110, yeah. All right.
Namaste. So Aishwaryam, Aishwaryam, right? No, Aishwaram. So Ishwarasya idam. So it's not the definition of Aishwaram, right? It is Ishwaram idam, meaning this quality of Ishwara, right?
That is the Vyutpatti of Aishwaram. Vyutpatti. So Ishwarasya idam is Aishwaram. That is the you can say Vyutpatti. That's the Laukika Vigraha of that word. That word is to be understood that way. Aishwaram. Aishwaram is equal to Ishwarasya idam. That which belongs to Ishvara is Aishwaram. That is the literal meaning of that. Then Aishwaryam is there. Quality of that which belongs to Ishvara is Aishwarya. Okay, let's go back. Ishvara. Then that which belongs to Ishvara is Aishwaram. Then the quality of that which belongs to Ishvara is called Aishwaryam.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the Darshaya Masa. So it is remote past, right?
Correct. Lit.
Lit. So Darshitavan is not lit. So
Darshitavan is not lit. Bhashikara is telling us Darshitavan. So just for us to understand.
Okay.
Sometimes he will translate it retaining the lakara, etc., and using a different dhatu. But and even retaining the atmanepadi. Sometimes he will retain the pada also. But here he says, I looked up this morning. I wanted to see what Bhashikara said. Darshitavan, that's how he says.
Dhanyavada.
Yeah.
Masa is similar prayoga as asa, which we saw in Kathopanishad.
Okay. Okay. So when did we see in Kathopanishad? No. Can you repeat that again? Which one are you referring to?
Like, I don't remember. I have to get the book. We saw this asa.
Asa. See, asa is the lit past prayoga of asti, asdhatu. Okay, asdhatu. Asdhatu present is what? Asti. Correct? Asti, sthaha, santi, etc. And lit of as is asa. Lit of asti is asa. If we saw it, then I think that could be it. But I don't remember asa. I mean, I don't remember lit. Anyway, let's look it up later. But yeah, that asa is the suffix to this darshaya. And then there is a rule that says darshaya, if this lit comes, then am has to be added first. Therefore, darshayam comes. Then this asti lit has to be suffixed to this darshayam. That is how this becomes darshayam asa. There's a rule like that. Anyway. So this is good, to keep all, I now appreciate how this teaching has to be done. I appreciate, I'm not doing a good job, etc. I don't say that. But how our acharyas studied all this. That's the beauty. I understand that now. How they were sitting in an ashram, in a gurukulam, and spending hours and hours on this, and they became experts at this. They became everybody. Teacher was an expert. Student also became an expert. Shishta prayer. It's called Shishta. They became Shishtas. Means by this process, they all thereby created a tradition. And therefore, Shankaracharya makes a very bold statement in one of the commentaries, one of the shlokas in Bhagavad Gita. He says, anybody who is not studying in the Sampradaya, listen to this. Asampradaya with, that person is called Asampradaya with. Sampradaya with means one who knows the Sampradaya, one who is a product of the Sampradaya. Asampradaya with Upekshaniyaha must be considered as a Murkhavat. Murkhavat means that fellow is a fool. He doesn't know. He may talk good words and all that, but Murkhavat, he says. Remember Narada. Narada says, I am a mantravit. I know all the mantras, but I am not Atmavit. So this Sampradaya is not ordinary at all. The more I read this, the more it's just mind-boggling. That's all. How it all came to us today, and I just, Bhagavan Ishvara is at work, obviously. Yeah, Vaidya, go ahead.
So just wanted to bounce off from what you said, Jaykumarji. So I'm glad Adi Shankara said this, because that's, we can tell Wendy Doniger, Sheldon Pollock, all those guys are Murkavit.
Yeah, and also all the other Indians who think they know the Shastra, but they say other things, that also.
Correct. So I had a question for you, and I came a little late for this class also, but the Aishwaram in Swamiji's translation, Puja Swamiji's translation, Aishwaram Rupam, Puja Swamiji translates as all-inclusive form.
Okay.
Right. So like you said, Ishwarasya, it's related to Ishwara, so Aishwaram.
Correct.
If it is related to Ishvara, it has to be all, everything all, so all inclusive.
Okay. All inclusive.
I think Vaidyaji, it is Paramam is what all inclusive.
Is it?
So I used 3 words, okay? I used limitless. The translation I gave, I said limitless. So Paramam refers to limitless, okay? And then what other words I gave you?
Divine,
Divine is Divyam.
all inclusive.
And then I also said all inclusive, okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that all inclusive is that Aishwaram, okay? So many
Oh, I took it as Paramam is all inclusive. Okay.
yeah.
Shamyata.
Yeah, so Puja Swami says
No worries.
wondrous all-inclusive form, he says. Okay? Paramathanandaji says something different, divine, etc. He says. Yeah, I generally look at Puja Swamiji's and Paramathanandaji's translations and kind of look at how they're looking at things. Yeah, Mahesh, go ahead.
One small comment. Swami Chimayanandaji makes a comment in his Bhashya commentary that when Krishna showed the Vishwarupa Darshanam to Arjuna, it was also meant for Sanjaya. So that apparently this was his last attempt to stop the war, that the divine power is in Pandava's side. So that's his explanation.
So yeah, correct. So that comes to us from that incident where Krishna is asking, who do you want? He asked Duryodhana, who do you want? Or he asked who answered first? No, Arjuna answered first. And Arjuna was standing at the feet at the foot side of Krishna, right?
Yudhishthira, no?
Oh, sorry, Yudhishthira. Was it?
Yudhishthira, yes.
Yeah.
Arjuna. It's
Huh?
Arjuna was standing.
Arjuna, yeah, it was
Arjuna was standing with
My memory
feet.
says Arjuna. Okay. So Arjuna was standing. And then Duryodhana. And Arjuna was asked first. Krishna said, you answer first. Because you are younger of the two. That's why. Younger of the two. And so younger person should get the first, chance, I think. So, and then Arjuna said, I want you on my side. You can either choose me or my army. And it seems when Arjuna said this, Pujya Swamiji's explanation of this imagery, at that time, Duryodhana must have been the happiest person in the whole world, because only a fool can request like this. There's 7 Akshohinis waiting, and some how many other Akshohinis are waiting, and without asking for that army, asked for just this one person I want. Duryodhana must have been so happy. It seems that what a fool Arjuna is, he must have said it seems. So, so therefore we know that Arjuna knew that the difference between victory and defeat is based on one person. Realize that. Yeah, so
Swami Chinmayanandaji's commentary was on particularly this sloka.
Yeah,
Explanation.
Correct.
So he
So
said that was his second attempt or last attempt to stop the war, so that Sanjay could convey this Vishwarupa Darshanam to Dhritarashtra to stop the war.
correct. That's interesting. And I like that.
Yeah, very interesting.
Very interesting. Last attempt to stop the war. Very interesting. Because now also he has a chance, right? Dhritarashtra can call it all off. You can say that. Okay. Anybody else? Yeah, Sapna, go ahead.
Going with Vaidyaji's question, so Paramam will be Visheshanam to Aishwaram?
Rupam. So let's go back. So Rupam is the main word. Aishwaram is adjective to Rupam. And Paramam is also another adjective to Rupam.
They're like synonyms.
Okay. So 2 adjectives are there to Rupam. So I may have given Paramam, Rupam, Aishwaram.
So can we consider Paramam and Aishwaram as synonyms? No.
See, it can be in some context, but here we took it as separate. Ishvara, Ishvara's form, and then the infinite form of Ishvara, not the finite form of Krishna Avatara. So like that we should look at it. Yeah. Paramam, all inclusive. Okay. That all inclusive is Paramam.
That's what I was telling. Okay, Paramam is all inclusive, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So no, the correct. Paramam is, see, what are the words I used? I used limitless, all-inclusive, and divine. But there are not 3 adjectives here. There are only 2 adjectives in the mantra.
Correct.
So that limitless and all-inclusive, really, you should use one of the 2 in the translation.
For Paramam.
For Paramam, correct. You're right. Because I said all-inclusive because it is Pujya Swamiji's word. Limitless is Paramarthanandaji's word. So I put both of them together. Good.
Guruji, first mantra itself, it's there, no? Asa. Tasyaha Nachiketa Nama Putra Asa.
Yeah, Asa, correct. Exactly. Good. So Asa is lit, was, us, same thing. So
Yeah.
that same Asa here.
Yeah.
Paroksha Bhuta.
Yeah, so Shankaracharya says Paroksha Bhuta.
No, in terms of the lakaras, it is called Paroksha Bhuta, Anyadhatana Bhuta, Adyatana Bhuta, the 3 bhutas.
Fair enough. So Paroksha lit. So Paroksha lit is the Panini Sutra.
Shankaracharya says Babhuva.
Babuva. So Shankaracharya maintains the lit form.
Yeah.
He is using a bhu instead of as. Both have the same meaning, and the bhu will become babuva. And therefore, look at this. Now that you mentioned it, it's now your fault. Since you mentioned it, this darshaya masa, this lit form of the word darshaya, and all other words, pat, padna, padana, right? This padana type words, pataya, right? The lit forms, there are 3 lit forms. One lit form we saw darshaya masa, and the sutra says that as, which becomes asa, which you suffixed to this darshayam. There are 2 other things you can do. You can do as or a lit, means the lit of as is asa, or you can do whose lit, which is babuva. Therefore, another word for darshayam asa is darshayam babuva. Or you can also do kridhatus lit. Kridhatus lit is what? Chakara. Therefore, another word for darshayamasa is darshayan chakara. So if you go back to ashtadhyayi.com and look up drish, okay, and look up the lit forms of the niche, causal drish, right? This is not see. Drish is to see. This is to cause to see, to show. So in ashtadhyayi.com, you will see causal niche. Nijanta, it's called. And if you look at the forms, you will see darshayamasa, darshayam babuva, and darshayan chakara. Okay. So it's not difficult. So once you know lit, and once you know as is asa, bhu is babuva, kri is chakara, then you just suffix it to this darshayam, and then that becomes 3 forms. It's called anuprayoge lit. This particular 3 forms of that same Prathama Purushaha Ekavachanam lit is this anuprayoge lit. It's called. Okay.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So we will conclude with that. So yesterday I did I had to remind myself of the Panini Sutras. Cringe, Chana, Prayoge, and all was there. This Panini Sutras I was looking up. And because if you don't remind ourselves these things, we'll forget these things. So, yeah, Vaidya, go ahead.
Question, more fundamental question, if you will, about the Vivarta Upadana Karana. So Abhinna Nimitta Vivarta Upadana Karana, right, of Bhagwan. So here the Maya is introduced for what reason? Is it because of the fact that you need that Maya Shakti to account for the change, or how is that? Because Brahman is changeless.
Brahman is changeless. Everything is Brahman. Brahman is Akarta. From Akarta Brahma, how did Akarta Brahma create this world? Kartrutvam is needed to create the world.
Right.
So you have to bring in Maya. You have to bring in Maya. To show that there is a creation, but the creation is apparent. So all this apparent, Maya is the one, and she has a Shakti. She has the Shakti, and what kind of Shakti it is? Aghatita Ghatana Maya Patiyasi says in Maya Pachikam. Chakra says, to make the impossible possible, only Maya can do. To make the impossible possible, agatita gatan, what hasn't happened, you say it happened. So that is Maya.
Mhm. So how does the Akarta Brahman becomes the Jagat Karana Ishvara?
Same way, you have converted the rope to snake.
Okay.
Suppose somebody
Okay.
asks, how did you create the snake? Dad, suppose daughter asks you that question. How did you create snake? Oh my goodness, without using anything, you just said snake. You saw snake. Same way.
The Jiva Srishti.
Same way, Maya Shakti. So Viveka Chudamani, Shakracharya says, it is composed of two Shaktis. One Shakti is called Avarana Shakti. Avarana Shakti means the power of making you not see something that is there. Is called Avarana Shakti, the clouding power, the veiling power, or veiling power, whatever. That power has to block my view. Okay, that's called Avarana Shakti. Then, okay, Avarana is there. I don't see this rope as a rope. Then what? Then I can, okay, that's okay. Then next another Shakti comes. I have that Shakti. All of us have that Shakti. It's called what? Vikshepa. Correct. Shepa. Vikshepa is projection. Not only is the rope prevented from being seen properly, okay, now I have another Shakti called Vikshepa Shakti, which makes me project a snake on the rope. This is called Jiva Srishti. This is called Maya. Maya Shakti is equal to Avarana Shakti plus Vikshepa Shakti for the Jiva. And then Jiva creates the snake. So this is how Maya works. This is how we explain Maya.
So just for extension, then Maya covers the fact that this is an apparent creation, first of all, and then the Vikshepa Shakti gives some Vyavaharika Satyam to that creation.
Correct. It gives Vyavaharika Satyam, but it makes me take the Vyavaharika Satyam as Paramarthika Satyam. Vyavaharika Satyam will not go away even for a jnani, please understand.
Yes.
So I have to know exactly what food to eat, okay?
Right.
You can't say everything is Brahma and therefore it doesn't matter. No, not like that. Everything matters. But taking Vyavaharika Satyam as Paramarthika Satyam is the problem.
Jayakumarji.
Yeah.
So when we talk about Maya, we talk about Parinami Upadana Karana. So how do we explain? Because it's milk changed to curd.
Yeah.
So from that point of view.
Yeah. So Brahma cannot change. Brahma is the Vivarta Upadana Karana. A Karan that cannot change will not change because Brahma is Nirvikara, Nirgunam, Nirvikaram. Okay. But then something is changing also. How do you explain change? How do you explain change? Then Maya. You say Maya is the Parinami Upadana Karanam. That changing aspect of creation is Maya. Maya allows herself to be changed in the process. And therefore, we can explain change that way. Therefore, when milk becomes yogurt, milk is completely gone, disappeared. You can't recover milk at all. But the fundamental constituents of milk, namely Brahma, has not changed. So there is a change happening and the change is sustained by the changeless also. So one is Parinami Upadana Karanam, the other is Aparinami or Vivarta Upadana Karanam or Adhisthana Upadana Karana. Yeah. Change has to be sustained by the changeless. We need to get our heads around that. Yeah. Science has not yet gotten around to it yet. That's my feeling.
So does that explain, Guruji, that Ishvara is not, since it sustains Maya, it is not affected by Avarana and Vikshepa Shakti?
Who is not affected by?
Ishvara, Hiranyagarbha, what we call.
See, correct. Even a jnani is not affected by it. Means not affected means what? Jnani has come out of that. So there is no longer any Vikshepa Shakti. No longer blinded by the Avarana Shakti. No longer doing any projection on Brahma. But a jnani, when walking, may mistake a rope to be a snake. That Vikshepa Shakti is not gone. Laukika Vikshepa Shakti. Vyavaharika Shakti is still working. The jnani may mistake a rope for a snake. Please understand, I'm purposely saying all these things. So we need to know exactly what's what. Otherwise, we may go away with some wrong ideas. That mistake potentially a jnani can make. Because that's Vyavaharika, just depending on drishti and all that. So many, these are all Indriyani are functioning. But that drishti, Brahma drishti is nirindriya drishti. It is not a indriya based drishti. Yeah. Good. So we will pause with that. Think about it. Think about these things.
It's being told, once jnanam take place, the Maya disappears.
So, when jnanam takes place, nothing disappears. I'm going to challenge your view. Since you said it, I will say nothing disappears. Okay, snake disappeared when you knew that it is wrong. Okay, snake disappeared. That I can accept. But the world doesn't disappear. The world is a product of Maya. If Maya disappeared, the world should disappear. So therefore, Ajnanam is gone. Ajnana nivritti. That is what we say.
Avarana Shakti.
Maya is very much there. But the jnani can smile at Maya. Say, what a Shakti you are. My goodness, you took us all for a ride. And he can have that conversation. She can have that conversation. Maya is very much there. Maya is under the control of the jnani. Okay. Maya Shakti. No longer under the spell of Maya. Whereas Maya,
Correct.
There's a ceasefire between me and Maya. Correct? Ceasefire. Ceasefire means what? Hey, come on. I am no longer threatened by you. And she also says, my God, I cannot threaten you anymore. Neither I threaten. I don't have Kartritvam, really speaking. People think I am a threat. But what can I do about that? So they might say Maya disappears. They might say it in shlokas, Maya disappears, etc. It is like saying Jagat disappears. Can you say Jagat disappears? For a jnani? Jagat, as I used to see it, disappeared. Because now it is all Brahma. Everything else is a projection on it. It is Ishvara's projection. Now the Jagat I see, the world I see, is a projection of Ishvara. It's always a projection of Ishvara. Everything that is there, that is so quote unquote objective. Now we have to change the meaning of the word objective. Objective means what? You also see the same thing. I also see the same thing. Everybody sees the same thing. Therefore, we say that's a building, that's a tree, that's a bird flying, this, that, that's an airplane, etc. Sky, this is star. All that we all can agree with each other. That agreeing with each other is Ishwar Srishti. But you see a rope, I see a snake, we don't agree on that object. That is Jiva Srishti. Snake is Jiva Srishti. And then with Jnanam, Dvaita Buddhi will go away. Vanish. Dvaita Buddhi will go away like the Sarpa Drishti goes away. Goes away forever. Never comes back, never to return. Like that. Dvaita Drishti will go. Just gone. When Dvaita Drishti is gone, what remains is Advaita. That is called Abhaya Pradhanam. Abhaya Pradhanam means what? Bhayam is there only when there is
The surrender.
a second. A second is there only when there is Bhayam. So, okay, we'll
Thank you.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.